What's up, family? Thank you all for tuning in for Bazing at the Dark. The countdown is over. Election day is here. And as we get into this election, you know, we have a lot of these close races in some of these states, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas. And of course, I'm wondering where the brothers at? Where are my brothers at? So many women out here hustling every day, trying to make it happen, taking care of the kids, dealing with the school, the whole nine. I know there's a lot of single parent who are men as well. But for whatever reason, when it comes time to vote, black women outperform black men. And then now we got black men voting for Trump, which, you know, it is what it is, right? But why? One of the most racist presidents, if not the most racist president in my lifetime, obviously. How are we okay with him? Call me up right now, 855-962-7469. Talk to me about why there's more black women voting for Biden than black men, and what about the Republicans, all of the shenanigans they're pulling right now. Call in right now to the Michael Bazin Show. Toya's on the line. Toya, where you calling from? Toya going once. Toya going twice. Toya's gone. Mike Bazin, how you doing, Katrina? How's everything going?
Everything's good.
Out of Big D, Dallas, Texas. What's going on? You all got some drama going down there in Texas.
It's always drama in Republican country.
Yeah, true that. But y'all might pull it out. You never know, man. There's a lot of folks getting out there and voting. So what are your thoughts on why we have more black women than black men voting for Biden?
I can tell you personally, my husband was one of those people who were initially undecided until, because his thing was Biden supported that 3-strike.
Right, the crime bill.
You know, the crime bill. But I let him know, I'm like, dude, it's bigger. You know, a lot of the policies that Obama put into play, that Trump is trying to kill, like, you know, the fact that my family was able to get transplanted. My mom had to forcefully retire, and Obamacare helped her get insurance when she couldn't even afford it because she had to forcefully retire, you know? So unless it impacts you, people don't give a care, you know? But I can tell you that a lot of men that I know that are in power, they associate power and vote for Trump because they feel like he's a man of power. So they think he's a wise businessman, and because he's so smart, because he's so rich. But money don't make you smart.
That is amazing to me. So they see Trump as, you know, women were posting this on my page saying that some black men see Trump as a man. When to me, hold on, let me get my thought out. But to me, he is the absolute opposite of what a man is. He's insecure. He doesn't take responsibility. He's abusive, right? I mean, this man doesn't listen to people who know more than he does. He's the worst example of a man. Cheated on his wife while she was pregnant with a porn star without protection. I mean, can somebody please help me out here?
And when I tell you, Mike, the most amazing thing is my children, when Trump was elected, my 2 boys' schools called in counselors because the children, even the black, the Hispanics, and the white kids were so distraught because they were so terrified and afraid that their friends were going to get deported because of all this chaos that Trump was creating.
Yep, the fear.
My baby was in 3rd grade.
Look at the division. If you don't want to look at anything else, which there's a lot to look at, the division. Look at how divided we are. I'm going to be straight up with everybody listening to this show right now. I see white people differently because I ask myself, are they that kind of white person, or are they, you know what I'm saying? Are they a Biden white person? I mean, I'm being honest with you. Or are they a Trump white person? I find myself thinking this when I come in contact with white people because of Trump. You know, he may not be the cause of it. He may have revealed a lot of stuff, but sometimes, man, that negativity needs to be kept under the rock. And they need to crawl back under the rock. All the hate, all the racism, all the lack of division, all the lack of tolerance for diversity, that needs to go away. Hey, I got to grab some more calls. Thanks for calling in. Good luck in Texas, girl. Hope you guys pull it out for us in Texas.
I hope so. You stay safe.
You too. Come back with more of your calls on the Michael Bazin Show. Thank you all for tuning in. If you just tuned in, we're trying to get the souls to the polls, family, trying to do everything we can to get you all out to vote. Right now, I got Don on the line. Hey, Don, don't let me down, man. I want to hear from the brothers. Y'all got to come strong today because the women are very frustrated with so many black men who are not getting out here and voting number one and not voting for Biden instead of giving Trump, a man who talked about grabbing women by their private parts, man. Come on, we can do better than that, Don.
Oh, we can always do better than that. I'm just amazed that you're talking about brothers that are out there like that, because all the ones that I know and my son, we're voting for Biden because we know what we got right now isn't right for America. It's not right for us at all.
Well, can you talk to the brothers? I got a little static in your phone. We're going to try to work it out, though. Can you talk to the few black men out there? And maybe it's more than a few, because I'm telling you, my phone line was blowing up with nothing but men, Trump supporters a second ago. I had to clear the phone lines. What do you want to say to them?
First of all, I think one thing that you put somebody and put them in a situation. Healthcare is the one thing that a lot of brothers don't have to sit there and do. If you have a sister, you let them do that. I learned a lesson a long time ago when my mom had cancer, and during the time before the Affordable Care Act came, I had to tell somebody going online and say, well, she has a pre-existing condition. That price tripled.
That's right.
Now with the new health care, it doesn't do that because they can't hold that against you.
Not only that, Don, don't forget, we were able to keep the children on. My daughter's mother was able to keep my daughter on until she was 26. I mean, it goes
my son
on and on.
was as well when I was in the military the same way. I kept him on until he was 26. But the fact that someone says, oh, man, he's a strong man, he does foolishness and he gets away with it. And if you admire that, that shows how ignorant you're thinking.
Well, you know, that's what Ben Jealous said, by the way. That's how this question came about, because Ben Jealous, the former NAACP president, said that it's not the tax breaks, because a lot of brothers don't make over $400,000, right? It's the chauvinism. It's the fact that we have issues with women, Don. Speak to that real quick.
Oh, because he hates a woman that stands up to him. If you watch him, he likes to get close and hover over you. It's an act of power.
It's an act of insecurity. Hey, Don, I got to grab some more calls. My phones are ringing off the hook, man. Thanks for dropping some knowledge. We're trying to get the souls to the polls, family. There's no time to waste. If you already voted, make sure to get somebody out there to vote. If you got your ballot, you better make sure you drop that in the box. More of your calls coming up next on the Michael Baisden Show. Hey, thanks for tuning into the show. I got Bunny on the line. We're trying to get the souls to the polls. I can't even say it 3 times fast, Bunny. Trying to get the souls to the poll. What's going on?
Hi, how are you? What's going on?
Hey, everything is great. Just trying to get the brothers out there to vote. I'm a little frustrated today. I got to be honest with you, Bunny, because I believe Philadelphia could have delivered Pennsylvania and can, right?
Yes,
also, I believe Detroit can deliver Michigan. I believe that Milwaukee can deliver Wisconsin. I believe that Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Daytona.
I believe that we can take this over.
Yes.
I believe that we can take this over if we stand together. You know, your question, I believe that a lot of black men are really intimidated by Kamala. A lot of black men are intimidated by a strong black woman. A strong black woman steps into the room and the men all pause, okay? And that is the bottom line here.
It even goes back to not even black women. 98% of black women voted for Hillary Clinton, but only 81% of black men.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I also think that the big thing is that the biggest thing that black men have with Kamala is that the crime bill. You know, she was sending a lot of black men to prison, and I think that that is something that cannot be erased, no matter what. Whether she was black or white, I just don't think that can be erased.
Okay, and I get that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting what Biden did. All I'm saying is, and I'm going to make this loud and clear, look at the alternative. That's all I'm asking them to do, Bunny. Look at the alternative.
We don't have a choice right now. We have to do what's right and what's best for our country. And I also think that a lot of people are just kind of looking at what's going on today, right now. We need to focus on our future. We need to focus on the future for our children.
And that means the planet being safe, right? That means stop all this climate change. That also means making sure voting is easy in the future, that we don't have all these, that we have senators who will be active in, because we got Senate races going on too, Bunny.
Absolutely.
All right, stand by. I'm going to bring you back. Bunny got some more she want to say, family. Stick around, Bunny. I'm going to bring you back. 855-962-7469. Why are there more black women voting than black men? I'm not talking about the incarcerated brothers who got out, because many of them got their voting rights back too. Come back with more of your calls. We're trying to get the souls to the polls. You try to say it 3 times fast on the Michael Baisden Show. If you're just hanging out, family, don't forget tomorrow night we got the election night watch party. So make sure to tune in for that tomorrow night, okay? Tune in for that. We'll be here late, about 10 o'clock at night. They're probably not going to have a winner by tomorrow. You all know that, right? You got to be patient because they're just starting to count a lot of these votes tomorrow. Yeah, these Republican legislators are not letting them count the votes, okay, until Election Day, or in some states, they can't count the mail-in ballots until the day after the election. So we may not get results, all right? Keep that in mind. Come back with your calls on a hot topic today, trying to get our souls to the polls. I got my girl Bunny on the line. You didn't tell me where you calling from, Bunny. Where you calling from?
I did. I'm calling from STL.
What's for St. Louis?
STL, yes. I am a proud woman from St. Louis.
Well,
Absolutely.
Missouri, we don't stand a chance in flipping.
Well, hey, I know that. I know it. I live in one of the most racist states, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. So talk to me about the men. What were you saying about the men? Why do you think we have so few black men voting for Biden as opposed to black women?
Well, I just think that, like I said, yes, I was reading your comments, and yes, she was definitely doing her job as a prosecutor. So I'm not saying what she was doing was wrong at all.
Yeah, but do black men see Trump as a man? Is it this macho thing going on? Because I'm going to tell you, Ben Jealous, the former president of NAACP, said it is chauvinism, flat out.
Well, I think that if you side with him, then you're riding with him. And what I mean by that is you believe in the same dumbass morals that he has and that he believes in, basically. So you have a lot of uneducated, dumb black men that are running around here that have not taken the time to sit and actually read and learn what this woman is about, learn what she stands for, and that's just the bottom line. They're just following a train of dummies. And you got a bunch of coons.
Ooh. Yeah, she said that, yo. I had to cut Bunny off. Bunny getting ready to go off on some brothers. I wouldn't go that far, Bunny. I would say this, that too many men identify Trump as being a man. That whole macho thing, that whole recklessness. Got a lot of reckless men out here. Not a lot. We got some. And I think they relate too well to Trump. Anybody that can vote for this man, you got to put a lot of stuff aside as a black man to be okay with him. You mentioned one or two things with Biden and Kamala Harris. I can give you one or two things he did this week that was disqualifying. We're trying to get the souls to the polls, trying to keep it real. Hey, Bunny, thanks for calling in out of the STL. More of your calls up next on the Michael Baisden Show.
Thank you.
Clear the phone lines, 855-962-7469. Michael Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
Hi, this is Michelle. I'm calling in reference about your comment.
Look at you. You all sound all official in reference to. How you doing, Shelly? What's going on?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, first of all, did you get out and vote? What state are you in? What's going on?
Absolutely. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, man, Georgia. We might flip Georgia. Maybe get a couple of Senate seats out of Georgia. I mean, it's getting real down there in Georgia. Your thoughts? What's up? What's on your mind about this topic?
Well, I think that more black women are voting for Biden than black men because, as the last caller stated, I wouldn't be so direct as to saying that, but I think it's black men they're looking at the past. Everybody has a past, and everybody has different agendas, but the agenda has changed. And Kamala Harris, she was a prosecutor, so that's what prosecutors do, but you got to look at the now, what they're bringing to the table. And we have to read and be educate ourselves and what we want in the black community. Black men should want more for themselves as well as black women and black children. We need to educate each other.
I agree. I mean, first of all, we can start with the Affordable Care Act, the Central Park 5, the way Trump has been behaving since he got into office with this COVID-19 thing, being the biggest liar in history. I mean, why is that not disqualifying for black men for a guy that lies that much, for a guy that talks so condescendingly about women and black women in particular, a man who's willing to call in the military on protesters? I mean, come on, what is going on with us that he's even an option?
Exactly, because I think black men, they think this black agenda thing that Ice Cube is selling and that Lil Wayne is selling. We don't listen to the rappers. Read, educate ourselves. John Lewis, he passed. He left us with a lot of information. Martin Luther King.
All right, I need you to stop moving around, Michelle, and get right on that phone. You messing up my call right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We need to educate ourselves. We need to actually. It's not about what we see Trump as a liar. He's indicative. Everything he does is tearing down the military. Firing on the military. I have two sons that are officers in the military, so I take that personal. They're defending this country. They signed up to defend this country. We as black people, we need to band together, get out there, put out the vote, and stop this arguing about, I'm not going to support Kamala Harris or Biden.
It's really unfortunate because basically what you just said is black women see politics differently than black men, and they see these candidates entirely different. That can't be the case, man.
Exactly.
We can't be there. We can't be there right now. This is not a time for division. Not with this dude in office. Hey, Michelle, thanks for calling in. She moving all around the phone. I'm trying to get her to stand still. Come back with your calls on the Michael Baisden Show. Stay steady when you call in, family. Mike Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
Hello, Michael. This is Cheryl Jones from Dallas, Texas. It's your girl.
Cheryl is in the building. Get me off that speakerphone, girl. I'm coming back to you next, Cheryl. Michael Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
This is Anson from Nashville, Tennessee.
Say your name again. I'm sorry.
This is Anson from Nashville, Tennessee.
Did you say Anson? Spell it for me.
Anson.
Oh, Anson. Stand by, Anson. You're my second caller. Thanks for spelling it for me, partner. Michael Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
Fontella.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
This is Fontella calling from North Carolina.
Fontella. Hold on, North Carolina. I want to talk to you. Michael Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
This is Teresa calling from Chicago.
Hey, Teresa, what's going on? You spell it with or without an H?
With an H.
You spelling it right. That's how my mama spelled my sister's name. What's going on, Teresa? How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. How about you, Michael?
I'm doing great. A little frustrated today. I got to be honest with you, man. We're trying to get people out to the polls. We don't have enough black people coming out voting in general and not enough black men voting in particular. Your thoughts on this, Teresa?
Well, I always felt black women has always led the way. We see Donald Trump as a threat. I have 3 black sons, 2 of which are grown men. And I'm voting for them primarily for their safety. I feel Donald Trump as a threat to our livelihood, to our very just life, survival with this pandemic, economic, racial injustice. He's just an overall threat, and so I'm voting. For Biden. Biden wasn't my choice. Harris was not my choice, but I'm voting for them because they're not the threat that
You keep saying that, and I hear you saying it. I feel the same way. I don't think we're jumping up and down in excitement like, oh my God, Biden and Harris are the best thing since sliced bread. But we do understand that we have to make a choice. And when the choice is between them and somebody like Trump, it's not even a choice. I'm trying to understand why would there be any complication? Why would people not be fired up about getting out here and voting?
Absolutely, Michael. I fear the next 4 years if Trump is reelected. I really fear for us as a people.
Especially since you got a man that's saying the pandemic doesn't even exist. We got 230,000 people dead. If this thing doesn't get under control, he's talking about firing Fauci. If you all can't vote for anything else, vote to stop this damn pandemic because I can't take it anymore. We got to have leadership. Teresa, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is that we just need our black men to just come aboard with us. Black women, we've been doing it for such a long time, and we need our men. We need our black men to stand strong with us.
And that means standing strong when it comes time to vote, fellas. She said we need you. Something black men don't hear women say a lot. And they're saying it now. Fellas, if you haven't voted, please get out and vote. And vote for change. Because we can't keep going down this road right now. We're not going to make it. We're not going to do well. Come back with your calls on the Michael Baisden Show. Trying to get the souls to the polls. Mike Baisden, how you doing? What's going on? Who's this?
It's Shannon out of Mississippi.
Stand by, Mississippi. You're my 4th caller. Mike Baisden, we're taking your calls on getting the souls to the polls. We got Cheryl on the line. If I can't say souls to the polls fast without messing it up, Cheryl, how you doing?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Everything is everything. Where you calling me from, Cheryl?
Dallas. This is your girl, Cheryl from Dallas, Texas.
Cheryl, it's about to go down in Texas, man. We could pull it off in Texas.
We sure can, and anything is possible. And the sister who just spoke last is so true. We do need our black men, and we need them to stand with us because for too many years and for too long, we have been the strength of the black family. And we need everyone to stand together. The next 4 years of Donald Trump, listen, if we've never been on our knees to have camel knees, we will be some praying people if we even still exist.
You know, I was asked, or should I say somebody stated that they see Donald Trump, some black men, some fellas, being fair, see Donald Trump as a man, you know, the businessman, you know, the whole thing. You know, and I'm trying to understand what definition of man did they get that from? Talking about grabbing women by their parts. You know, call the army out when you got protesters. A man that lies constantly, a man that doesn't believe in science. How is that intelligence, and how is that a man you want to be like?
Exactly, and a man who's not going to put any money in your pocket. What are you gaining? You've gained nothing, unless this is a brother who makes over a certain amount of money, who is getting these tax breaks.
I wouldn't think twice about that. I make money. I would never think to myself, man, I could save some tax money. Let me vote for Trump, and the hell with everybody else in the community, and the hell with everybody who paid a price for me to vote. How do you set all that? Well, I guess some people do it. Let me stop tripping like that.
See, but that's the thing. Yeah. You're a man.
Yeah.
But to me, that's a lack of being a man. Because you are so shallow if you're thinking that way. Think about your sisters, your mother, your children, your daughters. Think about the future.
Think about the earth.
Earth? Yeah, man, we're trying to breathe some decent air. But he keeps cutting it. Donald Trump keeps cutting it. So, no, he's not a man.
And you know what else I think about? Women use the healthcare system a lot more than men. And that's why we can't get these brothers to the doctors. Fellas, if you went to the doctor as often as I do, you realize the importance of making sure you got affordable health care. Because I'm telling you, man, if they get rid of this on November 10th, which is when the Supreme Court meets again, it's a wrap for your health insurance. Because we got a whole lot of brothers out there who voting for Trump that got the diabetes, that got the asthma, that got the high blood pressure, and all these other pre-existing conditions. Hey, Miss Jones, you stick around. I'm going to talk back to you when I come back on the other side of this. We're trying to get our souls to the polls, family. Get out there and vote, man, if you haven't. And if you have, get somebody else to the polls. Your call's up next on the Michael Baisden Show. If you all just tuned in, don't forget, tomorrow night, we got the big election night party. Make sure to tune in 10 o'clock, probably 10 o'clock Eastern time, right? Give the polls a chance to close. By the way, I hope you all not expecting to get results tomorrow. You're going to be disappointed. Now, Florida could come in. We might get Florida. That happens, man. It's going to change the game. Anyway, taking your calls right now, 855-962-7469. We're trying to get the souls to the polls. I got my girl Cheryl on from Dallas. Now, I wanted to talk back to you, Cheryl, because of all the drama they had going on in Harris County down there in Houston. One drop box for 5 million people, crazy. They tried to overturn 127,000 votes. The judges went against that. I mean, what is going on? Republicans trying to squash the vote down there in Georgia and other parts of the country.
Texas. It's fear, man.
Yeah, Texas.
Because they know that it's complete fear. They know that people are sick and tired, and they can't do anything but to constantly suppress the vote. But we all are prevailing. And we're consistently prevailing.
How's it going in the Dallas area?
It's going great. I mean, your girl, on the very first day of voting, was at my poll at 4:42 a.m.
Wow.
With my mace in my left hand, my phone in my right hand. I bought 2 chairs to see which one was going to be comfortable for my behind.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I sat it in front of the doors.
Well, are they coming out in Dallas the way they're coming out in Houston is my question.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I mean, it's just a constant thing. And every single day, I am literally putting on Facebook just the meaning of going to vote, not to look at the polls. Polls come from pollsters, those people who are at the polls after you finish voting and they walk out with a clipboard. Ma'am,
I'm not trusting none of that. No, we already got a taste of the polls the last election, presidential election with Hillary Clinton. We're not going through that again. Hey, Cheryl, I'm going to grab some other calls. Thanks for calling out of Big D, Dallas, Texas. Mike Baisden, let me grab this call. Mike Baisden, how you doing? What's going on? Fontella, what's happening? Where you calling me from?
I'm calling from North Carolina, Mike.
Are you all going to pull it out for us in North Carolina or what? We're going to win North Carolina?
I hope so, because I tell you, it's a sad situation here. And I'm sitting here, and I'm just so disgusted with our brothers. I want them to stop using this excuse for old things like prison and all this. If their behinds pay attention to what's going on, you can now vote. No matter what your criminal record has been up until a certain point. I am so sick of them. And like the other ladies just got through speaking, we need our brothers to stand by us. Trump is a sad, sad situation. Taking away our affordable health care. I'm a single woman that's 54 years old, have worked all my life, never been married. I'm paying $189 a month for health insurance. It's sad.
Hold on, let me bring you back. This woman's got a lot to say, family. And to the men out there who don't care about your health insurance, you don't care about the planet, you don't care about the fact that our reputation around the world is going down, what do you care about that you think Trump is going to fix? I'm bringing my girl back next. Fontella's coming back on the Michael Baisden Show. Thank you all for tuning in. If you just tuned in to us online on Michael Baisden Live, you just tuned into the radio. We're taking calls right now, trying to get the souls to the polls. Fontella's on the line right now to North Carolina. I'm hoping that we pull out North Carolina first and foremost. Secondly, I hope that we can get more African Americans to come out and vote. We can be the difference in these elections, but Fontella, we need to get more men out to vote. Now, I don't know why black men, okay with Donald Trump talking about grabbing a woman by her private parts, why they're okay with Donald Trump calling the army out on protesters, why they're okay with a man who lies every single day, with a man whose cause of death contributed to the death of 230,000 people and counting. How are black men okay with that?
I don't understand it. I mean, if you haven't been intimidated up until everything that's going on, I mean, what's intimidation left for now? There's no more intimidation. This man is an impulsive liar. He does things to us on a daily basis. He's trying to wreck buses to keep people from voting. He takes away the health care. He doesn't care. He don't even treat his own wife with respect. He makes jokes about his child having COVID-19. I don't find that funny. Some people were not able. You brag about having 14 doctors when some people can't even afford one.
And then you talk about firing a guy who's a leading expert in infectious disease. You got a radiologist expert. This is absolutely crazy advising you. And he's lying about COVID and people are dying every day. He's got rallies going on with these folks out here who believe in him like a cult. And they don't realize that people are dying as a result of him doing these rallies. It's true.
I was in line the first day, and I sat there, and I just won't. And these things are to try to kill you, steal, and destroy from you. And our black people don't have enough patience. But we have to learn to have patience on a situation like this.
Well, do me a favor.
Hold on.
Do me a favor. This is what I need you to do before I run out of time. I need you to talk to black men and black people. What do you want to say to them? Because some of them in their cars listening. What do you want to say to them on this last day to vote?
I just believe that if you don't get out there and put your vote in, whatever you face in the next 4 years behind not voting for Biden, you're going to suffer the consequences. And you guys don't need to be upset about anything. This is important for our future children, grandchildren, daughters, mothers, fathers, whoever's still living. I tell you, we got to stick together and make this thing work.
That's what I'm talking about. I need most of you all to call in to do that. Everyone who's listening right now, I need you all to call in and talk to those folks who haven't voted, because you can change their minds. I'm certainly going to try to, as we try to get the souls to the polls on the Michael Baisden Show. Thanks for calling in, Fontella. Mike Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
Hi, this is Alicia from Chicago.
We got hometown of Chicago in the house. What's going on, lady? Hold on. You're going to be my first caller. Michael Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
Hi, this is Jackie. I'm calling from St. Louis.
Hey, Jackie. St. Louis is in the house. St. Louis been blowing me up tonight. What's going on, Jackie? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing real good. How you doing, Mr. Baisden?
I'm doing great. I'm a little frustrated. You know, I wish we can get more African Americans out to vote. I'm upset with my Puerto Rican family in middle of Florida for not getting out and voting after the way he treated them, and black men. I'm trying to get the brothers out to vote, Jackie. What do you want to say?
Well, I guess you're going to be a little bit disappointed in me, too. I just can't vote for Biden because the thing is, he did everything he could to make sure that people of color went to jail, but he did everything he could to make sure that his dope fiend son stayed out. So my thing.
Yeah, she said it. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, y'all. That's our reality. I don't want you all to respond to that when you call in. We don't have time right now. We don't have time. The countdown is over. Election day is here. Taking your calls right now on the Michael Basin Show. Hit me up right now at 855-962-7469. Mike Basin, how you doing? Who's this?
Lloyd from New York.
What's going on, man? Get me off that speakerphone, man. Sound like you're speaking to me through a blowhorn. What's happening?
Hello?
What's your name?
Lloyd from New York, Queens, New York.
What's up, Lloyd? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, brother. Listen, I'm a big supporter of you, and we talking about Trump dividing. To me, the question is gender divide. I know there's everything behind everything. They always say follow the money. But anyway, you can't have it both ways. First you tell, let's vote, bring the souls to the poll, but you can't tell people how to vote. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, I can. What are you talking about? See, you all don't say this to Sean Hannity. You all don't say this to Rush Limbaugh. See, this is where the double standard come in at. They can get on here and be totally disrespectful toward Democrats, tell lies. I haven't told a single lie about Trump. I'm telling you the truth. And you should be able to see the truth in what this man has done for the last 4 years by starting out by calling Mexicans rapists. Come on. I'm not having that conversation, brother. Mike Basin, how you doing? Who's this?
This is Lillian. Don't hang up on me again.
Say your name again. I'm sorry.
Lillian.
Lillian, do me a favor. Turn your computer down in the background. I'm going to talk to my girl Alicia, and I'm going to come to you. Mike Basin, how you doing? Who's this? Taking your calls on getting the souls to the polls. It's Alicia. What's up, Alicia? How you doing?
What it do? Chi-Town in the house.
Everything is happening, girl. The countdown is over. Election day is here. What do you want to say?
I love my black man, and as a black woman, I'm going to always support my black man. The problem is, we're getting into this mode of being too dominant. We got to put the dress on. Give the man a chance. Let them do what they got to do. Let them be the leader. That's what the whole problem is with us as a black man and a black woman. Let them wear that title because they're a man. Uplift your man. Support your man. It doesn't matter if he's crippled, whatever. You make sure you be that backbone for that man.
Got you. Now, relate that to getting men out to vote for me.
I'm on Facebook. I'm calling people like, come on, let's do this. We got to get this man out of office. We can't do this 4 years. I have a grandson, I have a son. We're not going to do this. This is too much for us to deal with in Chicago, all over the world. It's so much conspiracy, so much monitoring, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair. People need to wake up and realize what the real picture is.
All right, take your time, Alicia. I love your passion. I need you to answer this question for me. Relate that to black men, getting more black men out to vote.
Black men, we've been enslaved too long. It's time for you to step that game up. You fought for us so long ago. Continue to fight for this. It's too much we've been dealing with. Don't let this man be in office again. We need to make a change. All black men listening, please get out here and support and get this man out of office. We need you, black men. We need you. Our families depend on you. Our children, our babies, we need our black men to help us.
There it is. That's what I wanted them to hear. Because a lot of time men don't feel needed. But we need you now. I've been begging black men for the last 100 days to get out and vote. And many of them are. Let's not make this seem like black men are not getting out to vote. But the percentages, man, the percentages don't look good. We are the difference. In Florida, when it comes to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Daytona, Jacksonville. We're the difference in Georgia, in Macon, in Savannah, and Atlanta, and Augusta. I mean, come on. We're the difference in Pennsylvania with Philadelphia. We're the difference in Michigan with Detroit, and Flint, and Saginaw. We need brothers to come out and represent. Mike Basin, how you doing? Mike Basin, how you doing? Mike Basin, how you doing? Who's this?
Hey, this is Anson from Nashville again.
I'm done with you, brother. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Mike Basin, how you doing? Who's this?
Hey, Dr. Frank Francis, PhD. How you doing this evening?
Hey, did you say Dr. Frank? How you doing, Dr. Frank?
I'm doing well. I spoke with you in the past before. I just wanted to say that we can all vote. I'm a convicted felon myself, but I never made it to the penitentiary. So if you haven't been to the penitentiary and you're a felon, you can still vote. So all black men, get out there and get your vote on.
Yeah, because a lot of women were calling in saying, they couldn't, but they can. And in many states, they can. So why do you think we can't get more men out to vote? What is your thoughts on that?
Because they're felons, and a lot of them don't realize that if they've never been to the penitentiary, they can still vote. Because you're not a penitentiary felon. You're a county felon, a city felon. You're not a penitentiary felon, so you can still vote.
Wow. You think that's the only reason because they got records? That's it? You think that's the only reason?
Absolutely. They get discouraged and they feel as though they're less than human because they've been convicted of some type of crime.
Well, check this out. What about the ones who are voting for Trump, who feel like, that's a better option for them than Biden?
A lot of them feel that Trump is a better option because they gave him a little stimulus package. What happened to that $1,200? They didn't invest it. It's already gone. You got to think longevity, not right now.
How about the fact that he's the reason why we needed a stimulus in the first place? He knew back in January this was a problem and didn't shut it down. So instead of...
Absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah, it's not like this guy creates the problem and then say I'm the solution to the problem I created.
Right. Then he wants to give away $600 a month additional in unemployment, then takes it away to make more crime go up. So he needs to figure out what he wants to do.
Well, do me a favor, Doc. Can you talk to the African Americans who haven't voted and to the brothers who haven't voted? What do you want to say to them?
Get out there. Your vote does count. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 is going to always add up to something, and every quarter makes $1. So get out there and vote. Your vote does count.
If you're in line, stay in line when it's time to vote, man. Please. And if you have voted, get somebody else to the polls. Dr. Frank, man, I appreciate you. Come back with more of your calls, family. We're trying to get the souls to the polls. The countdown is over. Election day is here. Mike Bajan, how you doing? Who's this?
Hi, Annette from South Carolina.
Annette's in the buildings. Oh, South Carolina. We need to talk, Annette. How you doing?
I'm good, you?
Do me a favor. Turn your radio and computer down in the background because we need to talk about what's going on in South Carolina with Lindsey Graham and my man, what is his name? Jamie Harris.
Jamie Harrison.
Yeah, so what's going on? How's the race going down there?
Oh, Lord, I don't know, Michael. It's shaky because this Lindsey Graham, I can't say those words, somebody need to punch him. No. I mean, really punch him.
Be nice.
They do because, for years now, I haven't been down here but like 11 years, but from watching the news, Lindsey Graham, somebody really need to punch him. He says one thing, like when him and Jamie had the debate,
right.
Jamie said, why don't you just be a man and say you change your mind?
Jamie called him out like that?
Yes, he did on the debate because before he was saying that the next president would choose the judge, right?
Yes.
So then, okay, he wouldn't let President Obama do that. So then Trump did it. So he said the next president. Now we got a next president coming in. And Jamie was like, why don't you just man up and say you change your mind?
What did Lindsey say?
Huh?
What did Lindsey Graham say to that?
He sit there and looked stupid.
So how's the voting going in South Carolina? I don't think we're going to flip the state, but we're certainly trying to get that Senate seat. And it's a little close. Lindsey Graham is ahead for the family listening in South Carolina. But, man, if we can get more African Americans out and more African American men to vote, we could start winning some of these elections.
But you know what, Michael? It's not so much as like the men and stuff, because a lot of men really don't. But the whole point of it is some of these women, they need to do better. Because let me tell you what I heard this lady say. Whether she was a white lady, but what she said was they asked her, asking people, why do you vote for Trump and why do you vote for Biden?
Right.
Her response to voting for Trump was because I think Biden ain't gonna live that long. I don't know where she's afraid that is. She said, yeah. She said, I don't think Biden gonna live that long. And then she said another reason why I'm not voting for Biden is due to the fact that by him not living that long was the response. And then the reply with that was, I can't trust two women in the office.
See, women also have issues with women in power. Annette, I know that's where you're going with that. Ladies, I'm telling you, she's right about that. Because some women have that same issue. I don't want a woman in power. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you better get out there and vote. This election matters. If you like the last 3.5 years, go ahead and vote for Trump. If you think the last 3.5 years was a disaster, you know what to do. More of your calls up next. Thanks for calling out of South Carolina, Annette. More of your calls up next on Grown Folks Radio. Wow. Thank you all for tuning to the show today. I appreciate it. Clean the phone lines, give you all a chance to call in and talk to me. Wow. We're here, man. All of us have been counting down to this election day for a long time. We're here now. We're going to make a mess of this if we don't get out and vote. And I'm talking about all these millions of people who haven't gotten out and vote yet. Get in line and stay in line. And vote and ask yourself whether or not you're voting for a person that's going to make the 4 years better or worse. Michael Bajan, how you doing? Who's this?
Hey, this is Curtis.
Hey,
How you
Curtis, I'm doing great. Well, it all depends on what you say to me, Curtis. I'm doing good if you're going to help me out and get the folks out to vote. You're going to set me off if you come crazy at me today. What's going on?
Well, no, I'm not trying to come crazy, but I need to respond to some of the ladies that's been on. I mean, I really disagree with what a lot of ladies have said. I mean, nobody's intimidated by Kamala Harris.
Gotcha.
We need to just totally get rid of that idea. Nobody at all. The issue is the party itself and what the party has focused on. The party has focused on women, immigrants, and black men, or gay and transgender and black men, straight black men particularly, have been left out of the conversation. And that is the issue they have not tackled this go around or when Hillary ran. And that is the issue.
You know what I love about what you just said? Is that you're right.
What?
And here's what I'm going to challenge you with. You know who politicians serve? The ones who give them money and the ones who vote. And so the reason men have made themselves, don't get me wrong, it's a double-edged sword, right? I mean, we're not getting the service, so we don't vote. And so you don't vote, so they don't service you, right? So if we stop voting, we become less relevant. You don't become more relevant by not voting. And because the next guy gets into office, the Republican who care even less, who trying to do everything to get rid of our voting rights, who are killing the damn planet. We got racism running rampant, division running rampant. All I'm saying is, brother, to you and every other black man, you're right. But we don't solve the problem by not voting. We're just making our situation worse and making ourselves less relevant.
Well, I think you have a point there, but I think also that it isn't that the ladies are contributing more than the men, because the men are getting paid more anyway. So we do know that. So it's not an actual matter of just voting or money given to the Democratic Party. It's the Democratic fundamentally is chosen to be, I guess, the counter opposite of the Republican Party. And so that leaves a lot of black men who are minorities in this sort of gap of, well, which party represents me? Which party is speaking?
I agree. Have they done a great job at supporting black men? No. Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and tell that lie, but right now, and I'm going to say this to you, Curtis, and I got to go. We got two choices to make. The party that's been letting us down, or the party that can damn destroy the country and divide us more than ever. I'm not saying Biden and Harris is like the bomb. Nobody's saying that. I doubt it. But I'm telling you right now, Trump as an option, come on, man. Come on.
I think a lot of guys don't believe in the process itself, and I think that's why
But you know what? To me, you falling for the okie doke. That's exactly what the Republicans and Trump want you to do. Give up. I'm not saying you, but too many of us, black people and black men in particular, we can't quit, man. We can't quit. Time to man up and get out there and vote. Come back with your calls on the Michael Baisden Show. Michael Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
This is Kelly from Philly.
Hey, Kelly. How's Philadelphia's in the house. Are we going to win Pennsylvania or what, Kelly?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we got to pull that out. That could be the difference right there in the election. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Absolutely. Well, for one, I don't understand the connection between black men and Donald Trump. For one, he was a thorn in the side of the first black president. He spearheaded the birther movement to discredit that black man.
Yes.
As Kaepernick kneeled in protest for unarmed black men being killed in the street, Donald Trump called him a son of a bee.
Mm-hmm.
He lies and he manipulates all of his way to the Oval Office, and absolutely idiotic to think that somebody that hired Steve Bannon to be his chief advisor would somehow give black people a platinum plan.
Thank you. Mr. Breitbart himself. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I'm just saying, look, all you got to do is weigh what you've been seeing for the last 4 years. And if you don't care about nothing else, Kelly, I know you with me on this, the man doesn't even respond to the pandemic like it's not even happening. He's willing to kill all of us trying to get herd immunity, and we already got 230,000 people dead. I mean, come on, we got PPE. We don't even have enough protection equipment for the doctors, and then he's telling us the doctors are saying that people are dying of COVID when they're not to make money. Come on.
Exactly. And meanwhile, Biden walked with President Obama the entire time, lockstep, to get things done in a Republican Congress that was obstructing everything. And people want to go back 25 years somehow when they don't look at the man from the last 10 years. It doesn't make any sense at all. And if anyone ever thinks about it, for black men, they're not the same person that they were 5 years ago. But meanwhile, they want to hold on to who Biden was 25 years ago as it related to a Clinton presidency. He wasn't president. It was Clinton that did NAFTA. It was Clinton that actually implemented some of the crime bills that they're accusing Biden.
And they celebrate Clinton all day long, and he was the one
It's
behind
not
it.
quite fair.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm with you all the way, but I understand what Curtis said. He just called in talking about the fact that black men feel disenfranchised by the Democratic Party. They need to do better. But if you all are trying to make a statement, now is not the time. This man has proven himself to be incompetent, ignorant, and a racist. And if you all think I'm going to sit here on national radio and not say that out loud, you are dealing with the wrong brother. Kelly, thanks for calling in. Come back with more of your calls as we try to get the souls to the polls. Hey, thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to let you all go. Wow. I'm really worried now more than ever after doing this show. Although millions of people turned out early, we don't know who they voted for. And we don't know who every black person or Hispanic person voted for. The Puerto Rican family in Florida, what's up? We should have had that state locked down with the Puerto Rican vote already, and African Americans coming out after all this racism. What more do you need to see from this man to understand how dangerous he is? We got a pandemic that he's known about since day one. He's done nothing about, but hide it because he's worried about being reelected. He's not worried about our health, not worried about our jobs, not worried about our families, not worried about our kids going back to school. All he cares about is himself. He's a liar, he's selfish, he's incompetent, and he's childish. There's no way in the world this man should be the president of the United States. Get out there and vote, family. It's over now. All that's left to be said has been said. We're going to find out what kind of country we live in or what kind of people we got living in this country. Who cares the most to get out and vote? We're going to find out tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Going to take a while to count those votes. Have a good night, family. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm out.